This is going to be a touchy one because this is about stress and toxicity in your life, and if it's present, and what you could do about it, right? And for me personally, I'll just cut right to the chase. A lot of people are jealous because of my peace, quiet, low stress, low key lifestyle. What I mean by that, I'm a floating bachelor by choice. Yes, I have a beautiful Colombian girlfriend. She doesn't want marriage, and I don't want marriage. And let's just face it, right? You cannot shame people for their choices these days. It is what it is. You just have to live with it because everyone has a choice. You have a choice to, or you may feel entitled to a certain lifestyle, right? I don't feel entitled to anything. I feel like that it's. I don't feel like. I believe that it's earned. The lifestyle you live is earned. So I have lived a certain lifestyle that's attracted certain people to my life. Some of this is manifestation, right? In a funny way, back in the day when I used to be a little boy, I used to look at George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, some of the older, smoother OG actors who, by the way, are still doing really good stuff in film, but they're dating younger women. And yes, I know it's about the money too. I get all that. But they had a suave about them, right? About themselves, right? And they do still. And they have a certain look about themselves, right? Smooth, GQ, dress well, mannerisms, right? And I'm sure they got medical procedures done. Now, I am nothing like a Hollywood star. Some say I have the looks for it, but hey, I'll take it. So let me tell you this. I dated a girl who was 20 when I moved here to Vegas. So in 2022, when I moved here, I met her right at the beginning, right after New Year's, 2023. And then we dated for 6 months. Very cute. She was just a dime, like the Latina chick, and she turned 21. And that was, it is what you take it for what it's worth. Most men would love to be in my shoes, okay? Obviously, we went through this cycle of hey, you don't look your age, blah blah blah, but she dated me anyway, and I treated her very well. Of course, I was loyal to her and all this stuff. Like, I'm a mature man. I know how to treat a woman, the types of woman that I like, that is girls that I like, right? And then right now I'm dating a 28-year-old. She's from Colombia. There's a few videos I did on her. Feel free to check that out. So, and I am prefacing it that way because there's a lot of things in life that are important to us, and intimacy, and connecting with other humans is part of being human, right? So right now in my life, it's low stress. Marriage is not for me. I went there. Marriage is not for me. And no matter how much, especially older women that shame me for it, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. You had your time. As much as you don't like to hear this, it's a fact. Men age differently. Women age differently. Okay? My best life really started when I was 31, 32. And I didn't realize it at the time that, wow, everything that I missed out on in my youth, teenage years and 20s, now all of a sudden it's coming to me easier. By the time I got to 35, I felt like that was my new 21. And I'm coming from a good place. Like, when people say men are idiots, men are dogs, and all men are the same, that's just such a stupid statement because you have obviously given it no thought. If you once for a second, people have poor listening skills. If you for a second sat down and talked and took a sample size of a lot of men that are into self-improvement particularly, they will tell you the same thing. My life got better after 33, 34, 35. And I ended a relationship back then my girlfriend at that time was right about the same age. We had about a 3-year age difference. And so fast forward to where I'm at right now, I'm in a very good place. Yeah, I do have my stress. I do have my moments, right? Nothing is ever perfect. But the one thing you cannot let kill you is your relationship with your significant other. And I know marriages, I know I know situations that are just not going well. More on the side of not going well, on the fence and almost over. Side dudes, side chicks, right? Cheating. It's just why stay in it. For the kids, okay, I get it. But I'm a spectator. I'm watching from the outside in. Before I get too far into that topic, I want to balance this video and find a medium on stress. See, every person that I've seen, most people I've seen in a marriage, the stress level they endure is unimaginable, unfathomable. It's just too much for one person. Wow, the wind really picked up. They heard me, and see, nature's confirming what I'm saying. And as a byproduct, when you get older, your peace and quiet of having this life that I'm living. If you're an older man, take notes. I can't explain to you what this. Oh, I'm walking. This is amazing. I'm on such a high. I'm on such a high. But the stress will kill you. I've seen this happen to my father. He did everything for my mother, and I also made videos about that. And she treated him like shit. My father was such a good dude, man. Such a good guy. Such a nice guy. Real good provider until he got sick. So, little pivot here. In your personal self-improvement journey, there are moments where it's going to be very tough. You're going to have those come to Jesus moments to figure out, how can I reduce the stress in my life? Because you may have your diet dialed in, you may have your water intake dialed in, okay? But if your stress levels are always at that high throttle level, right, foot on the gas pedal all the time, you're going to burn out. And it's happened to me many times. The way I operate now is, marriage is not for me, but I like being in a relationship. As much as I thought that this girl was going to be, just a fling, she stuck around. It was nice. She's actually nice. She's funny. I love her Colombian accent. And she's just different, just a well-mannered. She doesn't argue and raise her voice. Even when we argue, it's almost like it's cute, if that makes sense. Like, it's low stress. And because it's low stress, I can sleep better at night. I don't need someone with me 24/7. Half the time, 90% of the time, is we can't stand each other because we see each other all the time. I don't think humans are designed for that, in my opinion. I don't think humans are designed for that. The forever after happily is Disney stuff. Disney! It doesn't work. I've seen people end things 15, 20 years of their life gone. Do you know how much you could have done with that time? If my girlfriend wants to leave tomorrow, okay. Hey, some other guy's gonna smash. I get it. I'm not the last, eggplant. And she may not be my last. Meow, meow. You have to accept that. That's just how it goes. Right now she's loyal to me, and I'm riding the wave. I'm making plans for us tomorrow. We're going to enjoy Thanksgiving because she works on Thanksgiving. She's a server. And then we're talking about Christmas. We're talking about New Year's Eve countdown, all of that. Stress kills. And I don't care what you do to reduce stress from your life. Do it. Do it. I'm not saying leave your partner. If you're already married in a situation, right, like living together even, that's tough when you're cohabitating. I've thought about moving my girlfriend in with me next year. Right now I'm watching her behavior. I would still sort of consider that versus being married, because she loves the space. Like, when we are done playing mom and dad in our intimacy time, she loves to eventually find her sweet spot in the bed and sleep alone. And so do I. Hey, I don't need to cling on to you all night. No, I can jump into bed and cuddle. We get like good 30 minutes of cuddling time. I'm not talking about playtime, just cuddle time. Like my sleep therapy. Thank you. It's like my chamomile tea. And I start snoring and like, okay, baby, I'll see you later. And she gets it. She loves it. Forever after doesn't have to mean walking down the aisle. You know how expensive that is? A lot of people lose so much money just preparing for the day. And I've also seen that more people are caught up with the wedding day and the hype. So much money goes into it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. If you're happily married, this is not a diss on you. It's a lot of stress. How can one person be all things for the rest of your life? It's unfair. How do you? I don't expect a woman to be faithful to me. I'm not holding them either. I'm not possessive. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to ask you to do certain things, and I have my preferences. But at the end of the day, do we really have any control? Just because we signed a piece of paper, does that mean we have any control? No. One, the law does not favor us men. So once you sign it, you basically handed your pair of sacks, your pair of basketballs, blueberries over to her. I'm very well aware, folks. I know who all the notorious speakers and brotherhood. I know the community. I don't have to take names. You name it, I know it. I've seen their work, and they're 100% on the mark. I have boys that are stressed the f out in their marriages. I know boys and their wives cheating religiously, affairs, flirting. I've covered this in another video. Stress will kill. Anxiety will lead to a lot of stress. Worrying will lead to a lot of stress. So if you're thinking about self-improvement journey and you're in this situation, you have to first find a negotiation package with your partner, and having a moment of that now or never, right? We're at the end of the year. We're at the end of the year. A lot of decisions will trickle over into January of new year. You've been doing this. Some of us have been dragging it out forever and ever and ever, right? But it just gets more stressful every year. Getting a dog won't help. Having another kid won't help. Having kids having your first child won't help if you haven't sorted your lives out. I'm not a priest. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a counselor. I am just giving you what I have seen, what I have experienced, and I wouldn't say marriage is scary. I think we are in more scarier times. Marriage is stressful. Marriage is tough in that sense. But when you combine Uncle Sam being in your business, I don't want it. Because there's a good chance you will divorce. Okay? You will divorce. It happens. There's a good chance you will split. And when you have kids, you have to single parent them. I've seen this a lot. It's messy. It's messy. And people, it negates all the good work you do for yourself. Like your body needs you, your mind needs you as you get older and older and older. How do you plan to live out your legacy years? I'm nearly 50. Do you think I want to take that chance, risk? Have I thought about marrying my current girlfriend? Yes, I have. She doesn't want marriage. I think she's open to the idea of it, but we're not really pushing like that. And if I was to ask myself a question 10 years from now, what would be like getting a divorce? I'll be 60. I'll be 55. All my energy is here. I wouldn't have this life. My spirit. It's challenging, folks, so you have to decide what's good for you. Marriage is not entirely a horrible thing. I know there's very few, though, that are actually working out beautifully. Hats off, and I bow to you folks. I look upon you folks. You guys have done it. I don't want to know your secret because it's too late for me at nearly 50 to want that. I don't want it. You know what I want is this. This is what I want. Peace, happiness, quiet, and living life on my own terms. The non-traditional way. Living life on my own terms. The non-traditional way. It's tough being a traditional man in this day and age. It's been tough. It's been tough my entire life. And I've seen the ones that have paved the way before me, including my father. It's tough. I can only manage my stress. I struggle with anxiety. The minute I have drama in my life, I have the freedom to walk away from it. I can book a trip to Miami. I can book a trip to anywhere I want and just go. I'm not a passport bro, but the passport bro thing happened to be here in Las Vegas, California, where Colombia came to me. We ran into each other here. We met on a dating app. Story for another day. I'm linking it in this video. I love you all. Nothing personal, please. I'm giving you a perspective of my life, my vision. Everyone has a right to that, right? So do you. Live your life on your own terms. Mamba out.